It happens in an instant. The hum of the refrigerator fades, the screens go black, and millions of people are plunged into the dark. The global internet backbone is heavily fortified, designed to dynamically reroute traffic around localized outages. But the moment your home Wi-Fi router loses power, you are entirely locked out of that resilient flow. The invisible connection required for modern social coordination has snapped, leaving humanity in an immediate, localized void. You pull out your fully charged phone to figure out what's going on. So does everyone else in the city. Within minutes, cellular networks choke under the massive surge of traffic, returning nothing but "all circuits busy" messages. There is a hard physical limit to these backup networks. Telecommunications towers rely on on-site batteries, providing only about 4 to 8 hours of uptime. Research from King's College London suggests that while mass panic is unlikely, the absolute loss of information creates primary psychological stress for the public. When traffic lights fail, radios fall silent, and digital connections die, local confusion quickly matures into systemic isolation. Without electricity to power the massive industrial pumps moving municipal water, pressure in the pipes drops to zero, cutting off safe drinking water and halting sanitation. Deeper within our infrastructure, automated systems called SCADA networks, which manage everything from oil pipelines to transit dispatches, go offline. Without them, operators are left blind, unable to manually route fuel or control grid flows. Down at the grocery store, the clock starts ticking on a strict 4-hour safety window set by the FDA. Once that window closes, entire inventories of refrigerated, perishable food begin to spoil. Pacing quickens slightly. By the 12-hour mark, the loss of running water and the expiration of safe food storage begin to physically compromise the stability of urban environments. As night falls, the geography of the blackout dictates your experience. Rural homes with off-grid setups might weather the initial shock, but dense urban centers, engineered entirely around continuous power, freeze completely. Hospitals pivot to heavy backup generators to keep critical care units alive. But those generators burn through finite diesel reserves, and with gas stations unpowered and supply chains halted, resupply trucks aren't coming. Inside private homes, the danger is immediately life-threatening. Millions of people rely entirely on electric medical equipment, like dialysis machines and oxygen concentrators, to survive. Over 130 million Americans require daily prescription drugs. Medications like insulin need strict refrigeration to remain safe and effective. Sobering, modern medicine assumes that electricity isn't constant. When that assumption fails, the most vulnerable populations are the first to pay the price. We can quantify an outage's financial destruction. This chart models a grocery store's blackout cost. Spoilage is minimal during the 4-hour FDA safety buffer, but crossing the 24-hour mark, inventory thaws and the loss approaches $1 million. Real-world data backs this up. This scatter plot from a nationwide blackout in Chile maps the initial economic impact against how well sectors recovered in the days following. Businesses selling durable goods, like cars or hardware, recovered quickly as consumers simply delayed their purchases. But perishable sectors, like supermarkets, suffered permanent, unrecoverable losses. A single 24-hour cycle of grid failure permanently destroys billions of dollars in economic value. A simultaneous global collapse is a Hollywood scenario. But catastrophic regional failures, triggered by cyber attacks, extreme winter storms, or massive solar flares, happen in the real world. Restoring a dead grid presents a unique engineering paradox known as a black start. Power plants require massive amounts of electricity just to boot up their own systems. Without a live grid to provide that initial spark, restarting the network is a massive, complex hurdle. Take a look at your immediate surroundings. If the lights shut off right now and you knew they wouldn't come back on for weeks, what is the very first thing you would do? The electrical grid is the fragile, absolute precondition for modern human existence.